to my channel. I've had an idea. It's something that I'm going to do weekly. I'm going to call it Mama Mondays. Obviously, being a mum, there's things that I want to express and talk about, and it's great to have a wide audience to talk to about it, and other mums going through the same experiences. So I thought every Monday I would sit down and talk about different things, maybe review things that I'm trying out for the first time, different milestones we reach, and just trials and tribulations of being a mum. It's great to have this outlet and have a chat to potentially other mums. So I thought I'd make myself a cup of tea in the biggest mug I could find and I'd go through my breastfeeding journey with you guys. So basically, I've had an amazing journey breastfeeding. I actually had a cesarean section, an emergency one. I'll go into that maybe on another Monday. I'll go through my labour story. But yeah, as soon as we were wheeled out of the theatre and we were waiting in like a corridor to be put on the ward, the nurse turned around to me and said, "Do you want to have a go at feeding?" Okay. As a first time mum, I was like, I didn't have any clue how to do it. Like, they don't give you any indication of how to do it. They just said, "Do you want to feed him?" So I just went ahead, held him near my boob, and he latched on and went for it. And from the second we started, he's been amazing. From that very first moment, it was just instant. He knew what to do. And it's absolutely amazing that this baby that has been in the world for 5-10 minutes knows how to latch on and feed. It blows my mind still now. So, we were in hospital for a day. I think they just had to make sure that I was okay, and there was no blood loss and anything, and Pacey had to have his checks. And then we were allowed to go home. And yeah, the first few days were hard work. You're not used to those sleepless nights, especially after you've been through the ordeal of labour and having a baby. And you can't sleep anyway because you think, I turned around to Ben on the first night and said, "Well, who's going to watch him while we're asleep?" And he was like, "No one, like, he's asleep." But I barely slept that night thinking, like, I need someone to watch him. But yeah, he was up every 2 hours feeding, go back to sleep, next 2 hours he'd be up, and it was like that for a little while. I remember on day 3, my milk came in, and oh my goodness, I've never had so much pain in my boobs. I was actually in the shower with warm water, just trying to ease them a little bit because they were just rock solid, and I just didn't know how to ease it any other way, and it actually helped. But yeah, once we got over that, we didn't really have any problems, apart from at one point Paisley's positioning wasn't quite right, and so I think it was when he got his first 2 teeth at the bottom, because his positioning wasn't right, he actually caused a sore, and it was really painful, but you still have to feed through that pain to make sure you don't lose your supply, and that wasn't nice, but we made it through. And I think in the end I ended up pumping on one side and feeding him on the good side until it healed a bit better, and it worked. So yeah, my first milestone was to get to 6 months. I thought at 6 months I'd stop, and then we got to a year. I wasn't ready to stop, and neither was Paisley. And then we got to 18 months, and I said, right, okay, we're probably going to be starting trying for another baby within the next month or so. And I felt like Paisley had had his time and I needed my body back just for a month, because once I get pregnant again, that would be for the next baby, it's not his. It was hard to try and stop, because we managed to get it down to just the morning feed, and purely it was out of laziness. I hold my hands up. If Paisley would wake up at 6:30, I'd get him in bed with me and Ben, stick him on the boob, and I was guaranteed to get at least another half an hour. So yeah, that was a hard one to break. So last Sunday was the 31st of March 2019. Mother's Day was our last day feeding, and it just so happened it was Mother's Day, but it just made it that little bit more special. It was our last day feeding together, and woke up Monday morning. I was like, right, we're gonna do this. Woke up and just brought him straight downstairs, and I needed 3 teas before I woke up, but I did it and then carried on. He was still asking for it, but I just gave him something to eat, and it took his mind off it. And yeah, we're now on day 7, and I do feel like my boobs are quite hard still, and I don't know how long that takes to go away and ease before your milk dries up. But I think the last week before I knew we were giving up, I was a bit more forthgiving with the milk, because I knew it was coming to an end. So if Paisley asked for it, he was allowed it, which is probably why my milk supply is up so much still. But I feel so lucky to have been on that journey, and it's a magical thing, breastfeeding. I didn't know anything about it until I was feeding myself and started looking more into it. And the fact that, I mean, I'll explain it for people that haven't breastfed or don't know about breastfeeding. Apparently, the baby's saliva goes into your nipple, and whatever is in the baby's saliva tells your body what the baby needs. So if the baby's got a cold, or any kind of virus, their saliva tells your body what antibodies they need to get well, and your body produces that in your milk, which is mind-blowing. No wonder they can't recreate it in formula, because it's forever changing. It's also like breast milk is actually really good for conjunctivitis as well. Sounds a bit weird, but if you put breast milk into the baby's eye, just a few drops, it just helps to clear it up quicker, which is mental. Like, I'd love to know what is in breast milk and how it properly works and everything, but obviously scientists don't even really know, otherwise they would be able to replicate it. But yeah, so yeah, I feel so lucky to have been on that journey with Paisley, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. It is really emotional stopping. It feels like the end of an era. Sorry, I'm actually getting a bit emotional now. But yeah, I've seen women in the news and things and being judged for feeding their children to a lot older age. I think there was one girl, she was fed till she was 8. I personally think that is a bit too long, but I can understand why. Like, it's such an amazing thing, and yeah, it's hard to stop because you have that bond that no one else can have with your baby. And yeah, I do feel like it bonded me and Paisley more. I understand some people can't breastfeed just because their milk doesn't come in, or for whatever reasons they can't, and that's fine. There's so much mum shaming about why aren't you breastfeeding or why are you breastfeeding. It's all silly. As long as our babies are happy and healthy, that's all that matters. And I'm just one of the lucky ones that managed to breastfeed, and yeah, I can't wait to do it again. I'd love to hear any of your stories that you have with your little ones. Share them in the comments down below, or you can even send me a message on Instagram. My Instagram name is Mrs. Brooks 123, I think. But yeah, like, I'd love to hear your stories, and yeah, just revel in the amazement of breastfeeding. So yeah, thank you so much for listening to my journey and listening to me waffle on. I hope you enjoyed my video. Don't forget to like it, and if you want to see more of these Mama Mondays, don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, thank you. I'll pop some photos and videos at the end of the video showing mine and Paisley's journey. There will be booby pictures and shots, so if you're a bit prudish, stop the video now. But yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys soon. What's that? Booby. Yeah. Then milk all gone away. Away, yeah. Booby, the milk and the booby's all gone away. Booby, yeah. Has Mummy's milk said bye-bye? Bye-bye. Yeah. You love Mummy's milk, don't you? Do you love booby milk? Bye-bye, booby milk. Say, love you, booby milk. Bye, booby. Bye, booby. Bye, I'm gonna cry. This what? Bye.